for one moment, I have to give you some props here, because when Sean King said nobody has Tua as a top 15 quarterback,
I let him off the hook.
You
looked at me.
You all didn't see it in here, but VJ, who was a light-skinned black man, turned purple instead of red. He bypassed red, turned to purple, took his headphones off, smoke came out of his ears. I'm shocked it didn't come over the air.
Yeah, hey, but you know what? And that's because I'm not worried about that type of stuff. There's people that's going to have that type of stuff to say. But when my man come back, all I need is for Mary to drop this for me, and I'm good money, man. All I got to do is hear this, and we all sup. There we go. Oos is back. Oos is back. Oos is back. That's why I don't worry about stuff like that. I saw you looked at me when he said that foolishness that he's a bottom tier NFL quarterback. You show me another offense that you take the quarterback off the field. Have y'all been watching the Dolphins? I very painfully have been watching the Miami Dolphins. It looks horrible. This gentleman to my right, who I've now been doing radio with for the last 3 years with our own show, and even before that, and other affiliates and doing a lot of other stuff that y'all don't even know about, have always bumped heads about the backup quarterback position. I keep telling people, if you were that good, you wouldn't be a backup, because you can't tell me. You can't tell me there's 32 good starting quarterbacks. So if you're a backup, now, sorry, man, you suck. You're not good. You're a backup in a league where there's now 32 good. How many good quarterbacks in the league you think? 20? Right? About what? 20, 22? Good quarterbacks, Mark? Real talk.
Sure.
Okay. So then there's 10 guys that aren't even good. You can't break them. When we signed Huntley, I sat here and told this man, I'm not getting hyped off that. We held him out for a week. If you're going to sign somebody off another team's practice squad, bro, you got to come in and play now. We don't have time for you to get the speed. Most playbooks are the same, but I mean, run right's run right, guys. Run left's run left. You ain't got to worry about the blocking and things of that nature. Turn and hand the football. Oh, okay, this is where we want you to throw the football. Like, let's do this. Let's do that. They have not been able to do that. Tua Tagovailoa, whether he's a system or whatever people want to try to put a tag on, guys, fine. Him off the field, this offense looks putrid. Quick sidebar about the defensive side of the ball. Anthony Weaver doing a very good job. Ask him who's the 4th-ranked defense in the NFL right now. It's the Miami Dolphins with the #1 pass defense in the NFL right now. If you could just get this offense turning around that's in the bottom half of the NFL, we can start to move some things. Martin, I'll throw this to you and ask you this question. 8-3 is what he needs to go to get to the playoffs.
There's no chance.
They got to go 8-3, so no chance.
I mean, I didn't think they were making the playoffs to start the season.
You sure didn't. You didn't have them making the playoffs, and I'm not even going to try to incorporate the fact that they haven't had their starting quarterback.
I mean,
I think they're going 8-3. They have to go. 7-4 is not going to do it. They've got to get to 8-3 because 9 wins is not going to get you in the playoffs in the AFC, I don't think. And if it does, and it's because of a tiebreaker. It's not just going to be, oh, you're 9-7, you're in. It's, well, you're 9-7, but what's your divisional record? What's your conference record? What's your record again? We got to go through all the tiebreakers if you're going to try to incorporate a team in the playoffs in AFC and 9 wins. They got to get to 10 wins. I like 8-3. You mark my words. This offense is going to go back to being humming. Guys, say what you want to say about the Dolphins last year and how things faltered apart, offensive line falling apart, and them losing a bunch of weapons. They were still the #1 offense in the NFL. They had the #1 passing offense in the NFL and the #3 rushing offense in the NFL. So this offense can hum and turn it around, but they've got to go 8-3. Last question I got for you, Martin. Do they get a mulligan this year some way, somehow, because Tua has missed so much time early?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely
just asking. So if they finish, say 500. They finish 500. Well, they can't finish 517 games. Let's say what?
I get it. 8-9.
8-9? You firing? Are you saying, hey, we were paying too many guys right now.
I don't think you're there.
Okay. You don't think you're there. Okay.
But I just think
no mulligan. It counts against them.
You can't. Like, you knew this was a possibility.
Yeah, you're right.
You knew this was a possibility.
You're right.
Man, you sat up here and wasted a lot of oxygen over whether or not Tua was injury prone. Right? You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm not saying he's about to miss a game because his wrist hurt or because he's got a bad knee, but if he ends up missing a game, it's going to be a whole stretch of game.
Yeah.
Due to the nature of the way that he is.
And it wasn't about him
injured.
being, I got to defend myself. Wasn't about him being injury prone. I just said I wanted to make sure that we made the same argument for other quarterbacks that have been getting hurt. But the concussion thing, listen, I see the print here. Very, very cute. Very cute, Patrick. Please slide. Listen, the one thing I will say that goes against my guy is this, and this is just being real. He's got to be smarter, and he's got to take care of himself, and he's got to be available for his team. You don't have anything to prove. You're not running anybody over, okay? So don't try that bleep again. All right, Oos? All right, Yeet? You hear me talking? I ride with you, dog. I love you, man. You quarterback my squad. I mess with you hard. But listen, you got to do this right now. You can't be the guy that think you got to prove. So you don't have nothing to prove. It's okay to slide. Get your ass down so you don't take unnecessary hits. This is why they have the offense they have for you, where we're releasing the ball quickly and getting it out because the offensive line's been so bad for the last year and a half to 2 years. Even before you got there, the offensive line was trash. But now that we got you, we got to make sure you are in play. I think he comes back. I think he's rusty to start the game. I think he fills himself out. I'll be watching it from SoFi. I'm actually covering the Chargers and Saints on Sunday, so I'll be in SoFi. I'm leaving my house at 8:30 in the morning to get to the stadium so I can set up in the press box and then watch this full game on my iPad while I'm waiting for a 1:15 kickoff or a 1:25 kickoff, whatever time the Chargers and the Saints kick off. So I will be watching this game. I think Martin, he starts off slow because he's rusty, but you see the excitement, bro. You've been seeing it. It's on Twitter. Everybody's seeing what Tyreek is saying, what Waddle is saying, what Anthony Weaver is saying, what the defensive player is saying. He is the guy. He is the leader. He is the man. He is Oos. He leads this tribe, man. That's what he needs to come back and do.
I got no problem with that.
Yeah.
I got no problem.
I'm going
with
8-3 to finish off. Let's put a bet on it. Let's put something on. Let's put it on wax, bro.
I don't think that Tua finishes the year.
Wow. All right, we got to put a burger or a 2-liter on that, bro.
I'm not trying to wish ill on the kid. I'm not even
you.
saying it'll be another
sports. I'm not taking it that way.
It's me and you and however many other people are listening. Over
millions.
4,000 affiliates,
yeah,
right?
Millions.
So I want to make sure
worldwide, baby.
I want to put it on wax. Like I'm not wishing ill. I don't think, but.
You just think he takes another hit and gets knocked out?
Let's say Tua's concussion was extended, like his concussion break was extended for one more game. Who would start for the Dolphins today?
My Lord.
You know what I'm saying? If he was coming back next week instead of this week, who would be the Dolphins starting quarterback?
Get on the plane to LA.
That's my point. Because it's not Skylar Thompson who was knocked out of the first game he started with a rib injury.
What about Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite?
Well, I know it's not Tyler Huntley because Tyler Huntley didn't even practice the last 2 days because he's got a shoulder injury.
It's literally going to be me.
That's what I'm saying. Guys, I understand that Tua's injury, while it was very scary and avoidable, had he not absorbed that contact with DeMar Hamlin. I get it. But this Dolphins offensive line has already had 2 quarterbacks get knocked out in the pocket. And
these guys are scared to throw the ball. I'm sorry, I'm watching the game.
That's fine.
They're scared to throw. They're holding on to the ball and taking hits. I got you.
I bet against the Dolphins just about every week since then. Trust me,
I
have been aware.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying that I'm just saying I am aware of how this thing has been going. But the thing is, whether Tua's got the quickest time to throw in the league tomorrow or not, he's going to take 2 sacks just because the Dolphins' offensive line can't block.
I'm not there.
That's why I was when you sign the contract. You have him behind this patchwork offensive line. He's not going to make it through the year. Point blank. Period. If you're going to put 60 whatever million into Tua Tagovailoa, you got to act like it.
Well, let me ask you this: how did he get to 17? The line was bad last year. They had guys knocked out last year, and he got through 17 games. So I don't think it's the line. Listen, those guys that got knocked out are holding the ball, scared to throw the ball. Eventually, yes, you are going to get knocked out. Tua is going to be imprinted into this offense Sunday. They will get back to getting the ball out of his hands. It might take 2 sacks if they get covered and he just goes down and you go put a hand on him, counts as a sack, fine. But as far as the line giving it up and just getting him blasted back there, I don't see that coming. It didn't happen to him last year because they get the ball out of his hand quick. And also, Tua's smart enough to throw the ball away. This concussion that he went through, and it was stupid. And I said it when it happened. It felt like it was Tua trying to prove, no, I'm back. I could be a tough quarterback, but we don't need that out of you. It's okay if you feel that way, fine. But we don't need that from you, okay? So just do what's your favorite line? Well, your famous line you love for quarterbacks. You love quarterbacks that do what?
Do what they told.
Do what you're told. Just
follow the direction.
Just follow. That's all you got to do. You don't have to be Pat Mahomes. You don't have to be John Elway. You don't have to be Tom Brady. You don't have to be Peyton Manning. Who, by the way, quick sidebar, do you not love this guy as an actor in his commercials or what?
Oh, Peyton. I honestly haven't seen it.
Oh, I think he's hilarious in his commercial. You haven't seen his new painting? His new
I've seen
painting?
it.
The new painting, he's like, well, because I'm painting Manning. And she's like, yeah, Peyton, no.
Personally, I think Eli's a lot funnier. I thought
Eli is funny.
I think Eli is funnier because he's such a weird looking dude and he's weird acting.
He said he's
but
weird
he knows
looking.
but he knows he is.
Yeah.
And then the Kenny Powers thing, I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, that was pretty good. But with Oos, man, like I said, I think he's going to be just fine. You got to be smarter from here. I watched all the press conferences as much as I could to get a vibe, to get a feel from him. And he said it. I got to be available for my team. I need to play smarter. I think he will do so. I think he finished the year. They're going to go 8-3. They'll make the playoffs, and we'll see what happens from there.
No, I just don't see
8-3.
And if they do, they can't. There'd have to be a wild card. They're not walking down Buffalo.
Well, no, we may not have to walk down Buffalo. Now, hold up. Now, here's the thing. It's not so much as walking down Buffalo. Buffalo can come back to the pack. We don't necessarily have to walk Buffalo down.
The Dolphins are currently below the pack. If Buffalo can come back to it,
they're two and a half behind. We have Arizona, and then we have Buffalo in a rematch up there the following week. Then we have the Rams. I'll be at that game, covering that game. That is a Monday night game. Then we have the Raiders, the Patriots at Green Bay is going to be a 10 game. The bum ass Jets, Houston, San Fran. We don't know what San Fran's going to look like. Cleveland sold it off. The bum ass Jets to finish it off. Listen, even the back end of the schedule is very winnable, especially when you're carrying the number 3 or 4 ranked defense in the league, which defense travels, and the running game will be better. We couldn't run the football because no one was threatened by the pass. When you can't throw the football, you can't run the football because they'll just put 8 and 9 men in the box. And where you're going to go from there? It's looked putrid, bro. It's going to look much different with Oos back in the pocket, man. I expect that. It is. It's going to look much different.
I just hope he's able to stay upright.
I'll say also real quick, Bar, because we start to like each other, so now we give each other our props when we pick stuff. You called it on Deshaun Watson in Cleveland this year, bro.
What's that?
You said this was going to be.
Oh,
you remember the back and forth we had about that about a month and a half, like in the summer. It's like in the summer we were doing all our pre stuff. Yeah, you know that one, man. This is bad. Him going down with that Achilles now. Like, could his career be over, Martin?
It very well could have been the last game he played. It's not. I mean, because
talk about a fall from.
He lost his athleticism that he had in Houston.
It's gone.
It's gone. I mean, he had 20% of it left. He just snapped an Achilles.
Man.
And not to mention, it's not like he was exactly lighting the world on fire.
No,
as the Browns quarterback.
No, and they should be they should be wholesale sellers, man. Get Garrett out of there. See what you can probably get for Chubb. You already moved on from Cool. I would. And Njoku, the tight. I mean, start selling everybody, man.